Hello everyone, my name's Luckna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I want to talk about the planet Venus, which is going retrograde from the 23rd of July until the 3rd of September. So I want to talk about this retrograde, but also the energies I believe we're experiencing now with Venus and what we're leading into. So the planet Venus represents the relationships we have with others, especially with our spouse or our partner. Venus also represents our heart and the way that we give love, the way that we receive love, what we love, what we really crave and desire in life. And Venus also is about themes of beauty, art, creativity, fashion, sensuality, luxuries, money as well, and also things to do with peace, like creating harmony between one another and cooperation and balance. In Vedic astrology, Venus is also representing semen, which transmits our DNA. So Vedic astrology says that Venus is a masculine planet, which represents our DNA. So I believe Venus is really showing us a true embodiment of a balanced masculine and feminine, which really is important to have a healthy and balanced heart space. I believe Venus is also showing us that Venus is showing us and guiding us down pathways that are really going to help us align with our heart and our soul. And really, Venus is teaching us to make the best decisions in our life that will really lead to our ultimate fulfillment in life, I believe. So when Venus is going retrograde, it's a time for us to really review and reflect on all matters of the heart and to really heal our hearts. This is the time for us to really heal our heart chakra and make sure there's no blocks there and that it's aligned and it's active and it's flowing with energy, because our heart chakra is actually the bridge between our lower chakras and our higher chakras. The lower chakras, which are more connected to earthly, physical, and our body type of things, and the higher chakras, which are connected to the mind and the mental and the spiritual. So if your heart chakra, if there's any misalignment there or block, it's really disrupting that flow of life force energy within us and disrupting the connection that we have with our mind, body, and soul. So this is a time for us to heal those things, to make sure that we are able to give just as much love out to others and to the world as we are able to be open to receiving love and generating that love within us just as much. That is so important, and that is when you know your heart chakra is healed and balanced and aligned. Have an example, like when you know that your heart chakra is out of balance, as if or like not really open, or you don't want it to be open, is when you like hunch your back, or when you try and close your arms over your chest, or like you just don't you don't feel comfortable like walking with your chest open, because when your chest and your heart is open, you're really allowing the love and the energy to come through into your heart, and that's when you're open to receiving all the blessings as well that you deserve in life. And like another example I have with myself is, I know when my heart chakra is too active or I'm too open to others but not really enough to myself, that it's out of balance. And I always know this because I have this reoccurring asthma that comes when I am just overworking myself and giving so much of myself to others and really not taking the time out to look after me. So reflect on your heart and all matters of the heart in this time, and the relationships you've had in the past, and are there like reoccurring themes that have been coming up, or patterns that aren't so healthy that you need to release? Or have you been like attracting similar types of people or issues from people? Because if it's a reoccurring pattern that's something within you, and you need to take responsibility now to figure out where that's coming from so you can heal that. And really, Venus going retrograde is the time for us to reconnect with ourselves and really reflect on the relationship that we have with ourselves and heal that. So lots of self-love in this time. I want to talk about the nakshatras and the signs that the transits that are happening with Venus. So we have been experiencing this energy with the nakshatra called Ashlesha. Within June, we've had Mars in Ashlesha, and Venus entered Ashlesha on the 18th of June, and it will stay until the 6th of July in Ashlesha. Then Venus enters Marga Nakshatra in Leo on the 7th of July until the 8th of August. And then Venus will actually go back into Ashlesha on the 8th of August until the 1st of October. And then on the 2nd of October, Venus will move back into Marga. And this is moving back and forth of going retrograde and direct. Remember I said Venus is retrograde from the 23rd of July till the 3rd of September. But Venus is moving back direct and retrograde within these two nakshatras for a very long time. So I really feel that the energies of these two stars are very significant, and I want to talk about them. And also just the fact that we're moving back and forth within these energies is really a sign that we need to reflect and review on the energies of these two stars and how they are apparent in our own lives. And then when it's moving forward, it's going to be a chance for us to really integrate and embody those energies and really take it into practice what we've learned over the retrograde cycle. So Ashlesha is in Cancer and Marga is in Leo. These are themes to do with the sun and the moon, the sun being Leo, the moon being Ashlesha. In Vedic astrology, the sun and the moon represent our mother and our father. I really believe this is the time for us to heal our inner child, to really reparent ourselves and be our own mother and our own father to our inner child, and really make sure that our inner child is happy and really like feeling whole and complete, and knowing that that we are like supported in that way with our higher self and our inner child connection with each other. You know, even if you did have an amazing childhood growing up, which I don't believe, like most of us have had some sort of childhood issues, it doesn't hurt to go back and revisit your inner child, because it's really easy for our inner child to feel neglected or unloved or unworthy. So yeah, it's just a time for us to really do that, and really healing and balancing out that masculine and feminine energy, which is the sun is the masculine, the moon is the feminine. That is really teachings of Venus as well. So that is, yeah, it's just so important to make sure that that masculine energy of really doing the practical steps and the disciplinary actions that we need to stay secure and stable and supported in our life, but then also equally nurturing and nourishing ourselves and all that, you know, self-care sort of stuff, and loving ourselves as well, that feminine quality. It's so important to have those two in balance. So let's talk about Ashlesha, which is in Cancer, ruled by the moon. Ashlesha is ruled by Mercury. So there's going to be themes of Mercury and the moon, which is, you know, Mercury is our mind and our intellect and our thoughts, our beliefs, the way we communicate and express ourselves, how we connect with others. The moon is our soul, our psyche, our emotions. So this is the chance for us to really create that harmonious connection between our mind and our soul with Ashlesha. Ashlesha means the clinging star or the entwining star, the entwiner that likes to entangle and really connect so deeply and soulfully with others. When I meet someone with Ashlesha Nakshatra, I find that for them it's like giving you a hug is like so much deeper than that. It's like really like wanting to merge, and like a hug is just not enough. And like you know, this is where like that real tantric connection can be formed, and that is so powerful and so meaningful and so beautiful. But there's also like the shadow, the potential to really lose yourself in relationships like that. So maybe this might be a chance for you to reflect on if you are in a really intense and embracing relationship with someone. Like, make sure you're not losing yourself, making sure that it's equal and balanced, that there's good boundaries. No matter any relationship you're in, it's just a really good time to reflect on these things, that all of your relationships are balanced and harmonious, and that there's healthy boundaries in place, that there's respect. These are all really important things. And I have learned over the years that love is not enough. It's really important for there to be healthy respect and boundaries in place. And like, you know, if someone does not respect your boundaries, then love is actually not enough. So that deep spiritual connection with someone is also not enough. There needs to be, you know, a healthy lifestyle between one another as well. So this is a time for us to really reflect on our connection to ourselves as well, and how deeply entwined and embraced are we within ourselves, and, you know, all the little intricacies about us and all those little things that we don't want to share with others. Like, it's a time for us to really reflect on those things and really learn to love every little piece of ourselves. The deity of Ashlesha is Ahi, the Naga, or the serpent of wisdom, and really just representing this powerful spiritual insight. And really, this nakshatra has so much gift of like the other worlds, that, you know, just insight that is really beyond this world. Kundalini powers here as well. So we have this insight to really help us heal our hearts and see what is truly important. So I really also believe with this nakshatra there is like this poison that we need to learn to harness within us as well, that we all have, is like our shadow self. And really it's a time to reflect on our shadow, to heal and release what we can, but also just to learn to embrace also those shadow parts of ourselves. And when we do embrace those parts of ourselves, whether it's like anger, fear, or like, I don't know, whatever it is that we're holding within us that we see as so bad, when we learn to accept that and embrace that, it doesn't become, it like becomes like a really little thing. And it's always like a huge influence in our life when we're not in acceptance and at peace with those things. So it's a time to really, harness that poison within us, so that that venom doesn't, you know, enter our heart space. And when it does, that's like, you know, it's going to enter our DNA, and then that's going to take over us, and that is when the poison becomes really, really bad. So it's, just a time for us to really reflect on our shadow self and really, let it become a part of our healing. And also Cancer is ruled by the crab, is the symbol. The crab walks sideways. So this is the time for us to take a different approach to the way we view love and our, like, just all matters of the heart. And The nagas, the serpents, are going to give us a deeper insight and perspective as well. So we're just really seeing our heart from a different view in this time. Also with Venus going retrograde, just a completely different view and perspective on our heart, which we need to be able to bring up things that we have not processed yet. So then Venus will retrograde into Leo in Magha Nakshatra on the 7th of July till the 7th of August. Leo is ruled by the Sun, Magha is ruled by Ketu. The Sun is our vitality, our body, our connection to ourselves, the way we shine our light and our energy into the world. And the Sun, it also rules our heart. So, and Ketu is all about like past lifetimes and real connection and outlook in a spiritual perspective, more than the material. So together with Ashlesha and Magha Nakshatra, this is the time to connect and harmonize our mind, body and soul, and our heart, and our connection also to God, or the spiritual world, whatever you believe in that's spiritual. It's just a time to balance and connect all of those things together. Magha means the mighty one or the great one, and the symbol is a palanquin, which is like the royal seat that kings are carried through. So this sign is really associated with great power and royalty, and it's all about seeing yourself in your highest light, which is so important. There's a lot of ancestral connection to this nakshatra, and Ketu will allow us to reconnect, so not just with relationships in this lifetime, also in like past lifetimes, also with our ancestors. I really believe it's our duty to honor our ancestors and do our best to break those generational patterns and really heal those ancestral wounds. And our ancestors will be trying to connect in this time when Venus enters Magha, and they'll be there supporting us, protecting us, giving us guidance to help us heal our hearts as well, because that's going to help them as well. I believe people with this nakshatra strong are actually given this sense of ego that is healthy and important, so that they have the strength to accomplish like a very big mission in their life. So this is like a real sense of self and knowing, so that they can do what they need to do, which is a really big mission, and I just want you to think about that for yourself, because you will all be experiencing the energies of this star. And is your self-love, your self-worth, and your confidence in yourself, is that is that good enough for you? Because it's actually like those things, like you need to be confident in yourself. It's essential in order to achieve anything in life. So really think about that. Self-love truly is the key to success and accomplishing anything in your life, and to thinking that, knowing that you are worthy. So a big theme in this nakshatra is really also like making sure that you're following your heart and your soul, and not being influenced so much by your ego, because there's that saying that the king can win the kingdom but still lose his soul, and this is just something to reflect on as well, to make sure that your desires and your goals and your priorities are aligned with your heart and your soul, and not with your ego. Because those materialistic things, like there's nothing wrong with having materialistic goals, but as long as they are for the right reasons, Venus will really, really ask you to reflect on these things, and make sure they're aligned with your true heart and your higher self. um, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have like a nice car, or like to um, I don't know, like just those superficial materialistic things, like those do bring a sense of joy and happiness, but as long as they're not for wrong reasons, like to make someone jealous or to show someone that, like, you did this, like to, like, like make sure you're doing it for you. Another like really silly example I have is sometimes I don't do this anymore, but I used to, when I was feeling like a complete mess, I would go and get my nails done, a really superficial thing to just make me feel like I was more put together. And it would make me feel better for maybe a few days, and then I'd notice that I'd like something would go wrong with my nails, like I'd chip them really fast, or I just feel like they really did nothing for me, because really the matters of Venus and the heart really do come from within, not those external factors. And Marga will really show you this because of that Ketu influence, that past life influence, which is really spiritual and really focused on like higher purpose. So yeah, making sure that your values and goals are really aligned with your higher self. Saturn is retrograde as well, and Saturn is also bringing up these themes of really making sure your priorities and your goals and everything are super aligned. Um, so yeah, I also want to say that, your heart chakra is like the deepest, strongest connection that we have with the world. Like the whole of Earth is a heart chakra, because the heart chakra is green, the Earth is green. I believe the Earth is just a giant heart chakra, and when our heart chakras are aligned, we are connected with the entire Earth. And there's a reason why they say like the heart chakra carries like the strongest electromagnetic frequency or energy that will attract you to the right circumstances, the right situations, the right people, and help you connect with others as well. Like love truly is the most important thing. I really believe like life would have no problems or issues, if our heart chakras were completely healed and aligned.